UFW for providing me this opportunity to present a paper on caste and inequality among Punjabis in Canada. Caste is a delicate issue in India and more so in international spaces. However, caste has been discussed and debated widely in transnational forums in recent years. With the recent publications by Thanmozi Soundarajan, The Trauma of Caste, Isabel Wilkerson, Caste, The Origins of Our Discontents, Sudha Jengde, Caste Matters, and Yashika Dutt coming out as a Dalit, a memoir, caste can no more be perceived as endemic to India. Within the academic world, caste and communities in a transnational context have been studied by various scholars. Dhanda, Kalsi, Kumar, Takhad, they discuss the existence of Dalit diaspora within Britain, Canada, and United States of America. In the thesis titled The Sikhs and Caste 1989, Kalsi explores the existence of caste within the Punjabi British diaspora. Kalsi identified the presence of different caste groups within Sikhism. Takhad, in her words, Sikh identity profiles the Ravidasi community within a detailed analysis of the Ravidasi position concerning Sikhism in Britain. She puts Ravidasis distinct from other communities such as Sikhs, Namdharis, and Valmikis. Dhanda is engaged in an active research where she acknowledges the prevalence of caste atrocities in Britain and urges the government to formulate an anti-caste act to banish the evil of caste from Britain. Most of the studies reveal the persistence of caste and inequalities in the transnational communities within various parts of the world. However, there is a scarcity of literature which reveals the occurrence of caste and its ill effects in Canada in recent times. This paper aims to fill the research gap by providing evidence from the field regarding the stigma of caste on the marginalized communities among Punjabi diaspora in Canada. The ethnographic fieldwork was conducted between January and March 2022. I want to acknowledge the financial and moral aid of Shastri Indo-Canadian Institute, New Delhi. The fieldwork aimed to collect data on the caste encounters of Dalit diaspora in Canada. Several interviewees acknowledged the inequality due to caste in Canada during the fieldwork. They faced discriminatory behavior in everyday lives in the mundane places such as elevators, workplaces, temples, and during public events. However, Dalits feel most ignored within mainstream temples and religious sites in Canada. This is the reason that Ramgadiyas and Ravidasis have constructed separate temples as well as they have established distinct identities. Social and religious identity forms a major part of a person's personality, especially in transnational spaces. Most Punjabi Sikhs wear external symbols such as turban and kara, which announce their religion. However, many Dalits do not believe in display of such external symbols. This often becomes a mystery to some people who are keen to know about a person's social identity and status. An interviewee who worked as a project manager in a multicultural infotech company informed me that Indians have this habit of guessing a person's background. They ask for the last name and location, and they then try to speculate caste affiliations. When I asked them what if the other person might be curious to know more about them, he revealed that the problem is not knowing the background, but the real problem lies when they try to judge them based on their background. He further said that they decide on how to behave with them after knowing their background. While sharing an incident in an elevator, a Punjabi Canadian interviewee Sanjeev recalled an introductory talk with a stranger who was an Indian. The stranger with the surname Bhardwaj, after introducing himself, asked about Sanjeev. The conversation went like this. आपका पूरा नाम क्या है? What's your full name? Sanjeev. आप किन में से हैं? From which country do you belong? हम पंजाब से हैं. We are from Punjab. पंजाब से किन में? Who among the Punjabis? होशियारपुर से. From the region of होशियारपुर. जोशी हैं? Are you a जोशी? नहीं, हम आधर्मी हैं. No, we are आधर्मीज. अच्छा, वो तो मैं ऐसे ही पूछ रहा था, इन बातों में क्या रखा है? Oh, I am just casually asking. There is nothing in such talks. Another incident was shared by an interviewee who is a long-haul truck driver who came to Canada in 2015. Most of his colleagues and friends belong to the Jat community. In the beginning, he had to conceal his Ravidasi identity from his colleagues. When reason was asked, he was He said that at the beginning of work, he observed that whenever any Jat committed any mistake, fellow Jats would say, "Ek hi chuda chamara wale kam karda. Why are you acting like chudas and chamars?" He decided not to reveal his identity due to Jat's behavior. He also stopped his wife from keeping Guru Ravidas's picture in his car. He clarified later that when he started going to the Ravidasi temple, he took pride in his Ravidasi identity. He proudly stated his identity to his friends and colleagues. He also requested them not to use the same remark in his presence, and they abide by it. Religious identity plays its part in everyday lives and workplaces. However, temples form a major component in demonstrating religious identity. They have been a major indicator of dominant communities. Identities are asserted through the formation and maintenance of religious sites and committees. In an interviewer's word, "We Punjabis go anywhere in the world. Three types of temples will always be found: Jats, Ramdasias, and Ravidasis." Professor Vivek Kumar mentions about the organization of Dalits in Canada. Kumar wrote about Guru Ravidas Sabha and Bhagwan Valmiki Sabha. He states the religious hardships faced by Dalit diaspora in Canada. According to him, some Dalits wanted to integrate with the Sikh religion, but they felt ignored within the Sikh temples. They were not given proper space in the Sikh temples and sabhas or committees. He also sheds light on the history and formation of Ravidasi Sabhas in Canada. In 1981, Ravidasis in Vancouver, Canada planned to form a distinct Sabha when their Guru Ravidas was not given the status of Guru or a spiritual teacher, but merely a Bhagat or a devotee. During the fieldwork in Canada, the respondents acknowledged the presence of multiple temples in transnational spaces due to caste and religious discrimination. Recalling the time when a Ravidasi temple was constructed in Canada during 1980s, an interviewee informed about the interrelations between different communities. He said that all the Granthis, readers, Kirtaniye or singers belonged to the Adharmi community. He stated that they were so used to the social setup of India that there were no casual interrelations with the other communities in both India and Canada. Remembering his village back in India, he said that they used to do jote lone or plow the fields of Jats, and here in Canada they have bought houses next to Jats. He added that it was difficult for Jats to accept that people who were servants back in India raised to their standards in foreign lands. Due to the distant relations with Jat Sikhs, Adharmi readers and singers were invited from USA during the initial years of functioning of Guru Ravidas Temple in Canada. A book published in 1993 denotes that several temples are constructed abroad, but it is still difficult to escape caste. ਭਾਰਤ ਦੀ ਧਰਤੀ ਤੋਂ ਹਜ਼ਾਰਾਂ ਮੀਲ ਦੂਰ ਆ ਕੇ ਵੀ ਬੜੇ ਦੁੱਖ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਵੇਰਵਾ ਉਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੈ। ਕਿਤੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਟੈਂਪਲ, ਕਿਤੇ ਰਾਮਗੜੀਆ ਟੈਂਪਲ ਅਤੇ ਕਿਤੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਰਵਿਦਾਸ ਟੈਂਪਲ। ਜੇ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਪਵਿੱਤਰ ਬਾਣੀ ਜੋ ਹਰ ਜੀਵ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਾਨਤਾ ਪ੍ਰਦਾਨ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਸਾਰੇ ਜੀਵ ਪ੍ਰਭੂ ਦੀ ਉਤਪੱਤੀ ਦੱਸਦੀ ਹੈ, ਜਾਤ ਪਾਤ ਤੇ ਉੱਚ ਨੀਚਤਾ ਦਾ ਖੰਡਨ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਜਾਤ ਪਾਤ ਦੀ ਇਸ ਦਲਦਲ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਨਿਕਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕੇ। Translated as, unfortunately, the situation of temples is still the same even when we are thousands of kilometers away from the land of Bharat. There is a Sikh temple, a Ramgadiya temple, a Ravidasi temple. If the Guru Granth Sahib's teachings provide equality and status as children of one God, if it condemns upper and lower status, then why are we still stuck in the pothole of caste? Due to the paucity of the time, so I would like to wrap up my paper here, and in the conclusion, I would like to share that, as discussed above, caste-based distinctions exist in common places in the day-to-day life of Punjabi diaspora. Sometimes it acts in subtle and indirect ways, such as at workplaces, but many times discriminations are overt and direct, especially within temples, religious sites and committees from crucial spaces which exert caste and caste-based practices. This is the prime reason that some communities such as Ravidasis have constructed their distinct temples and communities to maintain their dignity and social identity. Within the marginalized communities, there is an increased community solidarity and awareness regarding caste practices. Members of Dalit community in the diaspora actively bring social and religious change as they identify, express, engage, and respond to the caste-based atrocities in transnational spaces. Thank you.